Alright guys, so here I have a 2013 Ford Escape. Check engine's on, so thought I'd bring you guys along. We're going to scan for codes, and see what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna pause you guys. I'm gonna hook up a battery charger to this guy because this guy's battery is pretty low. And I'll bring you guys right back. Alright, so here we have the vehicle. It's a 1.6 liter EcoBoost Ford. So let's go ahead. I got a battery charger onto it. Alright, let's see if we can get back to this. Diagnosis. Auto scan. We're going to scan every single module. Ford takes a little bit of time to scan, so we're going to leave it scanned and then we'll come back to it. Alright, everything just finished scanning. We don't want that. We're going to go to report. We'll take and we'll save this at the same time. Alrighty, let's see what we have. P1450, bleed up fuel tank volume, fuel tank vacuum, okay. Engine coolant bypass valve. C, control circuit open, okay. And we have a battery voltage. The battery voltage is low. So, alright. So the ones we are going to be focusing on are the 1450 and the 26B7. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to come over to all data, and we're going to see what is going on. Let's go to a 2013. Let's go to a Ford truck, Escape, four-wheel drive, 1.6 turbo.
He's charging.
Diagrams, TSBs. Let's go into the TSBs, and what we're going to do is just type in P1450. So we have nothing there. That means that there's no TSBs for that DTC. And then after that, we're going to go P26B7. So we do have one on for the P26B7. So I'm going to go through what it says real quick onto here, and then I'll come back. So basically all this is to do is take and replace the coolant bypass valve if you have this code into the system. I'm guessing it's a pretty common issue, especially since there's a bulletin out onto it. And this bulletin was produced on 03/24/26, so 16 I mean. So more than likely this falls into it. They also give you the production date that you have to follow, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that this card goes with it. It takes 1.7 hours to do this job, and this car is no longer under warranty. So we're going to be doing this job on this car, that's for sure. And now what we have to do is take and diagnose the other DTC, the 1450. So let's go look at some code setting criteria for the 1450, and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright, so even though I didn't find a TSB when I went into the TSB section, there was actually a TSB onto this for this vehicle. As you can see right here, this TSB came out on April 25th, 2016, and it's for a P1450, which is a purge valve that sticks open. Now, so basically what's happening here is, if we go into our live data onto our scan tool, we should be able to see a key on engine off parameter for the purge valve. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go here. Whoop. Let me back up. Let's go to PCM. Was that PCM? Oh, that was PCM. Nope. PCM. And what we're going to do is that we're going to go to live data, and we're going to look for our fuel tank pressure sensor voltage. Now basically what we want to see is a baseline voltage onto our fuel tank pressure sensor, and when we start the car we don't want that voltage to change. Now if that voltage changes, that means that there is an an issue with more likely the purge valve. But we're going to take and we're going to verify all that at the same time. All right, let's look for our fuel tank pressure. EF. Fuel level, fuel rail, fuel rail, fuel rail. Fuel tank pressure sensor voltage. So as you can see right now, we were at 2.65 volts. So now what we're gonna do is that we are gonna go over and we're gonna start this car. And when we start this car, I really don't have much power left onto the hotel right now, so we'll come over, we'll throw him in, we'll start the car, and we'll see what is going on. So we'll take him, we'll just click on the fuel tank pressure, we'll show that one, and we're gonna start the car now. And let's see if it moves. So it has not pulled the vacuum. Oh, there we go. So as you can see, it actually dropped a little bit onto my voltage scale, which at startup it shouldn't. It should, until the PCM actually determines that it needs to pull those vapors in from the fuel tank. So what I'm gonna do now is that we're gonna take and we are gonna verify the operation of the purge valve. I'm pretty sure that it is stuck open, but we have to verify it anyway. So now I'm just going to I'm going to turn the key off. We should see that climb. And as you can see, it climbed right back up as soon as the car was turned off. So I'm pretty sure that we have a stuck purge valve, but let's go up front and we'll go verify that. All right, so where does this purge valve live onto this car? Here we have our purge valve that lives right here, as you can see by these two wires, and this is the wire, your hose that hooks up straight to your intake. Now, the purge system on this car is very, very special because it's not just one line. You have multiple lines that branch off in different directions. Where they go exactly, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm no Ford expert, but let's just say that it's a special system. So, how are we going to test this? Typically, I would just hook up a vacuum gauge to one side, but on this one, I can't really do that unless I remove all the intake system. And then my MAF sensor is going to be taken off, so the engine is not going to run properly. I might still have to, just to get to it, because I really do need to test it. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to turn the key off first. So yeah, let's go that way. We are going to take and we are going to remove everything up here in order to get to the purge valve properly. So I'm going to start removing stuff, and I'll bring you guys along, but I'll probably fast forward it just to give you guys a better a video that's not as long. There we go. All right. Ooh. Try not to bend this guy too much, huh? What a pain. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work like that. Let's see if we can get some reading on this. I don't know, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, so I don't know if you guys see, but we have 20 inches onto this one. I'm just going to take it, I'm going to make sure that there's no control from the PCM. It's not looking good. And no control from PCM, and we still have 20 inches onto it. So what does that mean? PCV valve is definitely my issue onto this one. That's for the P1450. So it's for sure that I'm probably gonna have some lean codes into the system now, because I have a bunch of hoses that were taken off, but I'm okay with that. So the PCV is no good. There's a cooling issue onto the car, and these are bulletins straight from Ford, so I'm not really in the place to discredit what Ford is saying. So this one was true. The PCV valve is actually broken. I was able to verify this one. Now I could also verify the cooling one, the cooling DTC, which was this guy. But all they say is just to replace the part anyway, so. Now the only thing that is going to have to be done with this one is that the vehicle is going to have to be sent to Ford in order to perform the update, because they ask to perform a calibration update onto this. Since this is not a recall, I highly doubt that this is going to be covered by warranty. There's also like 142,000 kilometers onto this vehicle, so honestly I don't think it's under warranty whatsoever. So yeah, so that's it for this diagnosis. There's not very much more that I could do. I do need a purge valve, and I'm going to end up needing a coolant bypass solenoid C, which is, they say, is located onto the back of the engine above the vacuum pump. So we'll see where the starter is on this, because they say it's located around there, and they say it takes 1.7 hours. So we're going to see what's going to be done with this one. All right, guys. So I wasn't going to really take and diagnose the valve. Then I was like, you know what, just in case it's not the valve and there's actually is a control issue onto the coolant bypass valve C, I decided, you know what, let's go ahead. It's on the front end of the engine. We'll take and we'll diagnose it real quick, and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to get my light. We'll set up some light for everybody, so everybody can see what's going on. So your coolant bypass valve C sits here onto the front of the engine. It's this guy right here. So what all I'm going to do basically is that I'm going to take and I'm going to disconnect him first, if I can get to him. Okay. And all I'm going to do is take and measure the resistance of the valve. Now, if I have no resistance, my valve is shot, and if I have resistance, I'm going to take and check my control circuit. And if I take and my control circuit checks out, then I'm going to take and verify the valve a little bit more in depth. We're going to do some actuation tests, see if it works and whatnot. So first things first, let's get out the multimeter. Set this on ohms. Hopefully everybody can see. We'll set this guy up over here. Nobody can really see right there, right? How about over here? There, that looks a little bit better. All right, so let's get in here, and we'll see if we can't get those pins and go from there. Now, I forgot my connectors out in the car, so I'm gonna have to switch these leads around. Okay. Take a check and make sure we got connection. And we do not. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. How's everything looking for you guys? Good? Perfect. So let's see if we can't get in here, because I can't really see anything. Hopefully you guys can. I gotta get in our light down there. Let's get this guy down here so I can see what is going on. That looks a little better. And now let's touch this pin, and then we'll touch the other pin. Okay, so I can't seem to get 2 pins in there, so I'm gonna run out to my car. I'm gonna go get my my connector, and I'll be right back. All right, let's try this again. Now I got a little kit. Should make things a little bit easier. It's a lot of work just to take a resistance reading, but you wanna know what? It's better to be 100% certain than not. So we'll take that. And we'll take and we'll add these guys onto it. Take this guy, this guy. And we have a resistance reading of 2 ohms. So, let's go see what the spec is supposed to be, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna pause you guys, and I'll be right back. All right, so I couldn't find any resistance specs for that valve. So the first thing we're gonna do is that I'm gonna start the car. Now, the way that I'm thinking that this is gonna work is that because the engine is relatively cold, that the PCM is gonna control this valve. Now, when the PCM tries to control this valve, since I have this light installed in place of the valve, this light should light. Now, if this light lights, that means that my control from my PCM, my ground, my power, all that is good. And the issue is gonna end up being my valve. So let's go and start it up, and we'll see what's gonna happen. So I don't know if the light lit or not. I didn't see anything. Let's give it some gas. Nothing there. Turn this off. Ah. But as you can tell, that's nice and bright. That's my power, my ground's coming straight from my PCM and wherever the power comes from. I didn't even look at the wiring diagram, so I can't even answer that. But as you can tell, I'm still connected directly to the connector down here. So what's that telling me? That's telling me that everything from my PCM, my control box, and everything is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that there is an issue onto the valve. We have 1.7 ohms of resistance. What's going to end up happening is that when I get the new valve, I'm going to take the resistance of the new valve and see if the resistance is higher or lower. Now, if the resistance is higher, that's probably why it was saying that there was an open circuit onto the control side. So that's it for this diagnosis right now. Like I said, when I get the new valve, I'll let you guys know, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I got the new valve in for the Ford Escape. This one is not direct from Ford. It's actually from TechSmart. The part number is right here if you guys want to go look at it. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's about half the price of what the Ford OEM valve is. So for a valve that fails as often as it does, maybe the aftermarket one, it will last longer. So what we're going to do right here is that I just wanted to see what the resistance reading is onto this one. If you remember correctly, the resistance of the old valve was 1.2 or 1.9 ohms. And I could not find a spec into the all data to give me the resistance value. So let's go ahead, hook this up, see what the resistance value is, so that way you guys know that if you guys are testing it and you see anything other than roughly about what the resistance value is onto this one, then you more than likely have an issue with your valve. And here we have 9.8 ohms. So pretty definitive that there's an issue with the valve, especially if the system's supposed to work on off of roughly about 10 ohms, and the one that's on the vehicle is only working on a solenoid valve that has 1.9 or 1.8 or something like that. So valve is bad, and that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.